Hey, my Taurus babies, this is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope y'all are having a good week, good end to your week. This is going to be your unday. Ooh, boy. Okay, I'm tired. What you want? Anyway, this is going to be your weekend update. We're rolling Friday through Tuesday, tomorrow the 4th through Tuesday the 8th. I know I told you last time the energy is shifting, so we're moving off the Thursday through Monday and moving into the Friday through Tuesday weekend schedule. It's just the way the energy is feeling right now. Weekends are going to go longer on the back end and shorter on the front end, however that's resonating. And that's usually what happens around the holidays anyway. So, but I felt the energy shift about a month ago. So that's why we are shifting up dates. Things for some of you are at a standstill. Still kind of swimming through that murky energy. Feel like you got cement tied up on the bottom of your feet. I promise you that's getting ready to change. For the last little bit of you that are still feeling that way. For others of you that have made decisions to move on from certain situations, some of those situations are coming back to you here in the next week or two. So we're going to see what the energy for the weekend plays out. We're going to do 5 cards, one for each day. Sunday's card will be the centerpiece. Says 5 days. Yep, that's 5 days. And I will let oracle cards fall as they will. Do a couple for your overall energy. And I'm looking at my other oracle deck, so I'm guessing I'm probably going to end up using that this evening instead of my Trust Your Vibes. At any rate, this is the weekend update for Taurus. So let's get the big cards on the board first. Your overall energy for the next 5 days. Material harvest and stand your ground. For Friday, tomorrow, patience. For Saturday, shadow. For Sunday, temptation. Monday, partnerships and alliances. And Tuesday, obstacles and challenges. And from the bottom of this deck, your overall energy. The material harvest is pulling the world card, or I'm sorry, the Wheel of Fortune. And the stand your ground is pulling the 6 of Wands. Tomorrow, patience is pulling Queen of Wands. Saturday is pulling 9 of Swords on top of the shadow. Sunday, the temptation is pulling the Lover's card. Monday, partnerships and alliances is pulling 10 of Coins. And obstacle and challenges on Tuesday is pulling the Emperor. A reminder that I do my cards straight up. Before I start the reading, let me do my housekeeping. Thank you so much to everybody that has liked, shared, and subscribed to my channel. From now to the end of the month, I'm doing $20 private readings. Doesn't matter if you're a subscriber or not. Just throwing that out there. I know everybody ain't got $60 to just lay down on a 30-minute reading. Most of my readings so far for this go-round are averaging a little longer than the ones I did in August for the $5 old school readings. So you're guaranteed at least an hour with me. And that's just the way that I read. So no, it's not, I love doing what I do, so it's not ever an issue. But if you're interested, hit me up at tarotatarot@gmail.com. All the other information about this channel is down there. Hey, y'all. At any rate, Taurus, your overall energy, and I'm feeling it too. If I sound like I'm just not all bright and sparkles this evening, I'm feeling this shit too. Your overall energy with the Wheel of Fortune on top of the harvest. It's just that the Wheel of Fortune is doing it, but fortunately for us, it is coming in first place with material harvest. What the hell? So a lot of you, your overall energy is you're beginning to feel your financial circumstances changing. This is a major card. So a lot of you are, if you're not already in line for a promotion, you are trying to get in line to get a promotion. And this has all got good energy behind it. So it feels like whatever you put your hand out there to do is going to come back with good returns. Some of you are still muddling over in your head if you're going to do a promotion, if you're going to stay where you are, you're going to go somewhere else. but you feel like this is your time. A lot of you are at a place where your skills are at their peak, and so you want to see what else is out there besides what you're doing. It's all gravy in the Navy with the material harvest, and you're feeling this. So a lot of you are beginning to feel a lot less stressed about what you want to do, where you want to go with your career. The bottom of the back end of your overall energy with the Six of Wands on top of the standard card, it's not, I almost want to say this is a defensive posture, and I think it's the Five of Wands, if I'm not mistaken, it has a defensive posture. It's not that. It's really about preparing yourself to get here. You know you can be here at the top of it, but there's some things some of you feel like you need to do, and this is kind of muddled up in your overall energy. In the meantime, this is about standing your ground as well. So if you were in work or education situations, on the one hand, where you know you need to be moving forward, but nothing's happening and people acting like you ain't there, some shit like that, yeah, it's time to stand your ground. And for a lot of you, this is the bottom end of your overall energy. This is really what's in your gut, what's in your feet, and what's motivating you, because people getting on your nerves. You know you need to be doing this. And instead, you got to be doing this, stand your ground. In the meantime, while you're trying to get here, don't let nobody, don't brook no bullshit. No pun intended, boo. I'm just saying, don't brook no bullshit. Do what you need to do, say what you need to say, and keep it moving. As it stands for relationships, same energy, same concept. You know where you need to be. You know where you can be. Don't brook no bullshit. Don't take shit from nobody. Forget it. If life is too short, to be settling, I need to say this, somebody needs to hear this. Life is too short to be settling for things that are not worthy of you. So if you're fucking around with folks, and this is work or romance related, if you're fucking around with folks that's draining your energy and making you all pissed off and irritable and grumpy and shit because they're just pulling out more than they're putting back in, time to let them go. Find my rock, my trusty rock. For tomorrow's energy with the Queen of Wands and the Patience, a lot of you have been just kind of strutting your stuff, being all that and a six-pack, but you're not. A lot of you romantically be like, damn, what the fuck? I done put it out here and got my hair did, my nails done, and some other shit. Got my toes frosted up and everything, and I still am just standing here looking around by myself. Hold on, Taurus. It's coming. The issue here is about you being patient. And for some of you, you need to hear this. In part, why some of y'all are licking some old broken heart wounds is because you're not patient. And you keep jumping at the first thing to jump out. And it's like, woo, and then you find out woo is whoa. And so I'm just saying, be patient. It's coming. What you're trying to manifest is coming. Shit just don't pop out of thin air, though. And in part, it doesn't, because we have a lot of things we still need to work out. So keep this going. Keep the queen of sexy, confident, I'm all of that, and some shit. Keep that going. Don't let this go because you have to be patient. Perfect it. And let me just put it where it is. Try some new nails. If you wear nails, try some new nails. Got a weave? Try some new hair. Get some new yaki, however y'all working that out. Keep working on you. You heard me? And keep that sexy confidence, because that confidence is really about you working on you. And be patient. Just know that it's coming. On Saturday, with the Nine of Swords on top of the shadow, we're kind of getting into the second level of what I just said about being sexy. You know, y'all up at night worried about some clown, male or female, doing some dumb shit. Maybe it's time for you to work on what demons you're fighting. And maybe this is a good time to do that, since we are quickly and fastly approaching a Mercury retrograde. Nothing like the retrograde to be working on some shit, redo, review, reassess. So a lot of you are kind of belly aching over a situationship or a possible relationship that is just kind of hanging in the balance right now, and it's got you up at night. I have a sense that it has the other person up at night as well. But for both of you, you probably need to work on your triggering issues, because it seems like whatever this situation is, it may have been with an air sign, an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, or someone with those qualities in their natal chart. Y'all just need to work on your issues. And this is really resonating back with those of you that were going through the back and forth and the up and down and the over here and the back over there and here and yeah, that one. Maybe you need to deal with some of your issues so you're not here. Because things that have you up at night, this is mental energy, that intellectual mind fuck shit, where you can just mind fuck yourself out of whatever good thought you had in the first place because you're busy trying to analyze something and you don't have all the answers. That's the first part. The second part of that is you and or the other person got some shit underneath the covers you need to deal with. Abandonment issues, however that's resonating. And it's about, I want to say it's about patterns, but it's not just about patterns of what happens when you do X, Y, and Z. It's just about patterns of how you get into relationships. One more again, same energy coming back around. You got all this going on, and you trying to figure out how come Mr. Right Now ain't rolled up on you right now, because you don't have no patience. But how come you don't have any patience? This is all bringing you back to Saturday's energy. So Saturday, if it's getting cool where you are, probably a good day to get you a book or a journal and a pen. Cup of tea, cup of coffee, whatever you're drinking, whatever you're smoking, go sit down and start doing some writing. And just nothing in depth to take you 10 hours to do some shit, but just how you're feeling. How, if this is relating to a specific relationship, how did it make you feel? How are you feeling about it? Now, I wouldn't say if it's a situation where it's strained right now, this is probably not a good time to reach out. I would give it probably until Mercury starts rolling retrograde. Then for sure the opportunities to review whatever's gone on in the past will be there. For Sunday's energy, your centerpiece, your challenge card. Same fucking energy, but just a different name to it. The temptation to be moving quickly. Right to the Lover's card. Some of you are at that point and you done met somebody that's like, woo, fireworks and shit. And 6 months from now, it might be a whoa. Slow down. This is major energy. So you know what you want out of a relationship. You know how much you're willing to sacrifice. That's the word I always attach to this card. Because this, all that little happy shit, don't just come with no sacrifice. Somebody is giving up something. Money, time, effort. Something is being given up in order for you to do this. Some other part of your life may have to wait or be put on hold to do this. And the temptation, is to get into that warp speed and go really fast. And again, turning that woo into a whoa. Slow down, Taurus. Just slow down. Slow down. What's going to be is going to be. You rushing through it is not going to make it be no faster. For real. So slow down. Some of you, this has some karmic implications from maybe an ex. And it could be, for those of you that are up at night, it could be that person. Your challenge here is not to fall for the temptation. Even if you got somebody coming back into your experience and y'all have been through a whole lot of bullshit, and just because your heart is just so worn out from missing this person and they're worn out from missing you, y'all hurry up and jump right back into some old shit. No, that's your obstacle to the next week or so. And when I get to do Sunday's weekly update, you can come back here and see how the energy is kind of crisscrossing back. But right now, for Sunday, the object, and not to fall into no shit. Take your time. It's not just about saying, no, I'm not going to do this anymore, but take your time. Even if at the end of you taking your time, you still say no, take your time. Think about, this is a particular person, the sacrifices you would have to make to be with them. And don't be stingy. Think about the sacrifices they may have to make to be with you. Is it worth it? Is it really worth it? This is a major part. And along with the Wheel of Fortune up here, you know, you obviously are getting what you're supposed to get materially. If you haven't gotten it, it's coming. I know y'all sick of hearing her talking about something on this way. I'm just saying. But right here, it really takes some thought and some consideration before you jump into it. Even and especially if you got that deep chemistry, karmic connection, twin flame, soulmate shit going on, think about what you're doing. Just because it has a karmic connection to it does not mean you have to jump head first or feet first. I'm just saying. So that's something to think about. That temptation is your challenge and your obstacle for the next handful of days. Just don't be jumping into nothing too quick. Monday's energy, partnerships and alliances with the 10 of coins on top. Some of you may be encountering some old friendships. And of course, moving into Mercury retrograde, that's exactly what the hell happens right around this time. You start running into folks you ain't seen for a minute. So this is a heads up to you beauty queens. When you run into the grocery store, don't roll up in there in your house shoes. Go dress, because you're going to see somebody you ain't seen in forever. And you don't want them seeing you like you just rolled out the bed. I'm just saying. With the partnerships and alliances at the bottom of this, some of you may rekindle some of these relationships. They could be romantic. Y'all hear me? They could be platonic. Friends you just haven't seen, haven't connected with. For some of you, it could be business related. Just be mindful. Like I said, I'm being funny, but for real, don't walk out the house looking like a little leprechaun. Put your nails on, put your hair on, look like you got something going on. Because you're going to run into something. I guarantee you, if you don't do it, the minute you walk in the store, hey girl, I ain't see. Looking like first one thing, then two. So that's a heads up, but this energy is definitely about old friends coming back around. Not necessarily bringing gifts, but just good to see them, good to reconnect, good to hear what's going on and get caught up. Relationship-wise, it's got that funny energy to it. You may not want to. May be glad to see the ex, but you really ain't trying to go no further than that. For others of you, you may be glad to see the ex, and you may be really glad to see the ex. However, that's resonating with you. So, just depends on how the energy's going. If it's related to any of this up here, again, the caution is slow down. Don't be tempted to just jump in there like you in the Matrix and just go plumb wild. Don't do it. On Tuesday, with the Emperor, on top of the obstacles and challenges. For a lot of you, it's time to make a decision about which way you want to go. You've been dicking around with this shit all summer. Well, what do I want to do? Do I want to go to school? Do I want to move? Time to make up your mind. I'm just going to put that out there. It's just time. Time to figure out what direction you're going in and start moving in that direction. Obviously, anything good you're trying to get to is going to come with its obstacles and challenges. You will probably see those first before you see any kind of benefit or reward. But be that as it may, it is still time. Wet the finger, stick it out the window, and see which way you need to be going. It's there. A lot of you have already had this energy, and so this may just be a reaffirmation of where you are, where you've come from in 2, 3, 4 months. If you've moved, if you've gotten a promotion, if you got an addition to the family, however it's resonating with you, it might be time just to take a step back and look at where you've come from and where you are. A lot of big changes real quick. For others of you, you're getting ready to enter that big change territory real quick. Again, even though the energy is pushing you a certain way, that is going to be the challenge. Not to be tempted to just fly off the handle and jump into some shit head or feet first. Let's see what the Oracle cards have for you, Taurus, for your 5-day weekend. See what we got going on here. Have fun, Taurus. Try to have some fun. Feel like a lot of y'all just agonizing and belly aching and being miserable and shit over shit you really just, it's about divine timing. And you just up at night worried about it, and instead of trying to do some reflection, you're just trying to hurry up through the energy. Take your time. Don't get all caught up here. I know it's easier said than done. I know a lot of others of you, it feels like you're trying to make decisions about people in your family. So this could be resonating back as far as your kids or your parents. You may be in that position where it's time to make some decisions about your parents, where they're living. If you're in that situation, others of you may be worried about your children and where they're going to school. Take your time through this energy as you get it closer to Mercury retrograde. It may be a good time to start reviewing information related to those things and see where changes can be made. I probably wouldn't be making any big changes until the end of November. All right. So this is, I can't never remember this lady's name. I should just be ashamed of myself. We back to this one. Oracle cards. The Cosmos. The Fire Prince. The Sun Dancers. Gaia's Garden. And the Ringmaster of Scrutiny. Oh, Lord. So the Cosmos. So, you know, with Colette Baron-Reid, she has the ally and challenge energy. So for the Cosmos, it's creativity and vastness. I'm going to say this is about the creativity, Taurus, and whatever creative things you may have going on, especially as it pertains to how you're looking and feeling. Keep it up. Keep it up. And the more creative and the more you can be, not trying to look like Beyonce. I try to look like Fantasia. I just like, who are you? The creativity, Cosmos is telling you, let you come through. Don't be trying to be somebody else. Don't be trying to look like somebody else. And a lot of times when you get into situations where you are not really in a relationship, you're kind of in between, it's easy for your self-esteem to just be like, the fuck. Don't let that happen. Continue to be who you are. Somebody's coming towards you. They should be loving you for who you are, quirks and all. The Fire Prince, optimism and aggression. I'm going with the optimism. It's time to just be out there and be happy. Fuck it. Just be out there, live your best life and be fucking happy. Regardless of whatever is going on in your personal or professional life, you got a whole 2-day weekend at least to just let your hair down and be who you is. I'm just saying. The Sun Dancers, joyful activity, celebration of life and abundance. I'm going with all that shit. I'm going with all of it. Joyful activity, celebration of life and abundance. I don't believe you can be abundant if you can't be abundant if you're sad. So, like I just said, you got a 2-day weekend at least. Let your hair down. Go hang out with your friends, whoever, however this resonates, and just have a good time. It's that time of year anyway. Who the hell gives a fuck what happened 6 months ago? Fuck it. You can't do shit about it now. Go hang out with your people. If you don't drink, go get some coffee. Just go people watch. That's always entertaining. As always, be safe, but live your best life. Gaia's Garden. Fruition. Abundance, reaping what you sow. I'm going back to that word abundance. Abundance. And don't that just look like an earth card? Don't that just look like Taurus all day? You're abundant, but you're only as abundant as you believe you are. And abundance is not always about how many dollars you got stacked up in the corner or how many coins you got in the piggy bank. Abundance is being abundant in spirit, being generous, being kind, being loving, all of that, the turnaround is abundance. It's going to come back to you. That's what I'm going with on that one. With the Ringmaster of Scrutiny, discernment, clear vision, and details. I'm going with clear vision. Deal with some of this stuff. Get some sleep, okay? And when you deal with some of that stuff, you get rid of some of this stuff. And then you come up with a clear vision of where you want to go, who you want to be, and whom you want to be with. I'm just saying. People don't understand. A lot of times when we're busy trying to process and we're trying to process situations, but we're really not trying to process how we feel. You can miss some shit. This is just a signal to me that if you got anything going on, especially if you're in a breakup or a split with somebody and you know it's not the end, if there's some things that you can work on, try working on them. It ain't got to be no big thing. You ain't got to go see no psychiatrist. If you need to go see a psychiatrist, let me clean that up. Do so. But we're not talking about rocket scientists here. If you got things on the inside that are hurting you, get them out. Find a friend. If it needs to be a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a counselor, a social worker, whoever, maybe it's time to get some of that stuff out. So you're not up all night And so you can have a clear vision of where you're trying to go. I'm just saying. Taurus, I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a good weekend. I'll be back up here on Saturday night doing the weekly update. Until then, be safe, y'all. Bye, y'all.